So here's what you want to do. You come over to your CMO, I call it, and this is actually a breakout thing that somebody made. So it's not really the Chande momentum oscillator, but you want this highlight overbought, oversold breakouts. So that's, see this red box? You want this to be not like a solid color. So you have to come over here, and I found 28% would work for the opacity. And same thing, modify this field for the green, right? So you also want the line, so the Chande momentum oscillator line, right? So once it goes below whatever threshold they must have picked, it must have been minus 50. So make sure the line shows up too. And I made sure that it wasn't like very bold, because I don't really use it a whole lot. This helps, but I find the move happens a little before the breakout. So you want to keep track of the line sometimes. And then as far as the ADX and DI for the directional, I made them really bold. So you got the blue and the red in line with the Davin's 4 rules, and you'll have to change the color, right? So DI plus is blue, DI minus is red. And I can actually grab the really bright red from the RSI 4 rules if you want to learn how to change the color. So see how this one originally is really nice, brilliant red. So to do that, you come over here that says add custom color, and you can grab any color that you find anywhere, right? So you hit add, and that's what I did. And then you'll find it here. So let's go back to here. So I'll show you some of the settings that I used. Oops, that's the wrong one. So you want to get rid of the ADX. See that little black line? Get rid of that. Because I found it wasn't really that helpful. It's really confusing. If you learn how to do it, it'll probably help. And also the level. I know this is another thing they use. Like when the ADX goes above 25, typically they say it's in a trend. But I just found it too complicated to understand. And we're sort of in a ranging market half the time. So ADX doesn't necessarily work that great in a ranging market, from what I understand. But I suppose somebody could study it more and they could probably add to the strategy. But so anyways, so it works like kind of all the other indicators in Davin's 4 rules. So red on top, red on top, red on top. Oops, sorry. Just give me a sec. Find my chart again. Yeah. So here we go. Now the crossing happens here. See there? Now look at the currency strength. It happens like pretty much at the same time. Now sometimes the crossing on the ADX and DI is a little prior to the currency strength heat wave. Sometimes it kind of depends on the move. And also I found that bigger moves, like here's kind of a bigger move, it doesn't really do a good job of catching it for this guy. But it is a scalping strategy, so we're not really after a huge move in the first place. But like we do see a breakout, so I don't know if that'll really pop up or not. But anyways, I've only found this about 2 days ago. So, and then if you combine it with the currency strength, I think it'd be a killer strategy. And then also what I got going on is the Ichimoku cloud. So basically the cloud is meant to be kind of a one indicator style of trading. So I use these settings. This is from IML. So 6, 13, 26, 13. You can read all about it. I actually get rid of the conversion line and the baseline, and I change my colors. But but I don't use that, the T-kick cross, I don't use that anymore because I find it's actually really slow. The move's already happening by the time you get the cross. So the only thing I use from that strategy is the cloud, basically, and you can use the green line. It'll kind of predict where the next high is, but I don't really like trading that way. So basically, if the price is in the cloud, like see here, the price is in the cloud, right? So the next, see this move? It's pretty small. Now, if the price is outside, meaning that it's not ranging, right? So like, it's in the cloud here. It doesn't really move much. Let's just zoom out and find it better. Like here. So here, we got a nice trend, but we're outside the cloud, like we're above it, right? So the original idea when you trade Ichimoku is that you take all the buy signals that are above the cloud, but you don't take any sell signals, right? So if it's below the cloud, you take sell signals, but no buy signals. And look at the move, right? It boom, right? Way up. So that's the idea. Like you can trade in the cloud, but the moves are small. Like here's a tiny, tiny move, right? Basically, until it gets above the cloud, and then boom. And you could probably understand like the width of the cloud. I'm not really. All I care about is that above or below. And I've seen some good trades that happen in the cloud, but I don't know. It's kind of at your discretion. So, anyways, like here we go. So U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. There we go. Make sure settings are right. So here's cross. See currency heat wave. Boom. It happens like right here. That's like the first one basically. And I wouldn't really trade off of like this. Like you could trade this little breakout, but like you don't get the confirmation Davins for rules in the first place though. So here we go. Like boom. So okay. So say we entered the trade right here, ish. So we stay in it, right? So all you do is you look here, right? Wait for this red line. It goes down of just a hair, right? And then it starts just going up, right? So that, and look at this, there's the retracement right there. So you could just stay from here to here, and that's like, that's kind of a couple pips there, right? So that basically tells you can exit the trade there, right? So like you could have stayed in, right? But look, you see it goes up again. There's another pullback, right? And there's these breakouts kind of like have a second confirmation, but I do find they're slow. But the moves are quite deliberate, right? Boom. Look at the size of that green candle, like, yeah. And then, of course, here we go closer to the cloud. And then boom, and look at that red line. It keeps going up, right? So obviously we should have exited the trade. And also look at the currency strength, right? It's already starting to get weak. So anyways, I think this is a good strategy. And if we go over to, say, US 30. So, like, even though this is in the cloud, it still works, right? So sell. Could have sold right here. And then blue line goes up. And look, we already had our pullback, right? So you could have, I guess, exited the trade sort of right here. So, yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching.